Fiore, in Italian meaning 1,000 flowers. So today we're going to create a flower. I've rolled out my coil. I've rolled out a separate color, a different color in my pasta machine, nice and thick. And I'm going to roll this. And then right where it meets is where I want to cut this. So I'm just going to like that, and then pinch that together. And now I want to roll this into a longer log so that I can get 6 equal pieces out of it. So I'm just going to roll. Let me just. Okay, so I've rolled out my longer log. I'm going to actually cut off both ends. So I have a nice clean end, and fold it in half. And at that fold, I'll cut it. This way I have 2 equal parts. Now what I want are 6 equal parts, so I'm just going to cut these into thirds. And I'm approximating. So I have these 6. Now with these, what I want to do is pinch one end all the way down so it makes like a teardrop shape. I'm going to press it at this end all the way down and make sure that the other end is the same. So I'm pinching and teardropping. And the length of this doesn't really matter. I mean, the longer it is, the more design slices you could get out of it. So I want to do this. Bless you.
Bless you.
So next I want to roll out another color that's going to be the center of my flower, and roll it out pretty thin and cut it the same length as my flower petals. So here's my center. I just took some, that's what we're doing. Take the center of my flower and start marrying these pieces around. So you can see over here, let's see, I'm going to go around. Actually, I already did this yesterday, so I'm just going to show you. Here's my 4 pieces. It's like a cooking show. Everything's pre-made. To speed up, so we've got that one and that one. So you can see all 6 petals around my flower. Voila, any questions so far? Then I want to take another color and roll out a really thin coil and cut this in half. Actually. And these also are going to need to be the length of my flower petals. So I'm just going to do this as a sort of a template. And I need 6 even parts. And now this is going to go right inside. Whoops, that was a little bit longer. Let me cut these a little bit shorter. So each of these is now, I'm going to go ahead and pinch just a little bit, and that's going to go between the petals like that. So I'm going to press that in there. So as I rotate, press that in. It's a little better if you pinch it. So it kind of goes in that little gap there. Pinch that. So I have a lot of clay here. I would recommend, if this is something you really want to do, especially if you want to make a piece of jewelry later and you want to make a bunch of beads with the same design, use more clay. So at this point, what I want to do is kind of pinch the clay together a little bit. Smooth it out a little bit. Now this color that I had a lot of it because this was just colors mixed up. So I rolled it through the pasta machine, and at this point what I'm going to do is cut that. Oh, that might have been too much. Let me do that again. Cut that, approximate, and now I'm going to roll it. And you want to use the same color clay that you used for your little spacers between the flower petals. And then here, same thing, I'm going to cut it so it matches up. And pinch that. Well, just watch. So now what I'm going to do is smooth it. I'm going to pinch it actually. Before I start rolling, I really want to pinch this tight. And mine's getting distorted because I haven't really mastered this technique. But if you do this, take your time and you'll do a better job. Okay, so now I'm going to roll. And I'm rolling it gently just because I'm still trying to, combine. And at this point, I know it looks kind of not so great from that end, but if I slice it down the middle, and I like to rotate it as I slice it because I have a tendency to smash my design. There's my flower, but this clay here is still a little bit lost. Let me try the other side. Okay, it's a little bit better. It's getting there. That one's a little not so great. So the more I roll it, hopefully I don't distort it too much, the smaller the design's going to get. So I'm just going to keep slicing the end off so you can see. Whoops, and see how that's smushed. But see how that's smaller? So if I want to go even smaller, like you were saying, it's so big, what if I'm going to save half of it, because maybe I like that design being larger. But now I'm going to continue to roll and just make it really, really small. And hopefully it doesn't get too distorted. Okay, so now I'm going to cut off the end. I don't think this design, there's going to be much here. So this is going to be the core of my bead because this is kind of scrap. So I'm going to roll that into a little bead. And now I want to cut off a clean end. I'll take it from here. That's a lot better, right? Wait, why is that not focusing? Autofocus. Let me just stop for a minute. Okay, so now I have a smaller flower, and now I'm going to make really thin slices. See, it's starting to get distorted though, so I need to rotate this, because rotating prevents the design from getting too smushed as you keep cutting. Okay, and these could even be thinner. I'm cutting them a little thick. So now, as I cover this, this is my millifiore 1,000 flower bead. Let's do one more. And you could look on YouTube. There's a gazillion different tutorials on different millifiore designs. But I think you guys are finally starting to get the concept of creating a design and slicing it and then covering the bead. There you go.
Missy, can you help me?
So if you don't want to make a flower, you can also just do a coil and keep wrapping it with different colors that you roll through the machine, and do the same thing where you roll it and slice it to create a different pattern if you don't want to do a flower.